What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kimberly P. Welcome back to my channel, KP Sparks. I'm here. I'm glistening. We lit. So if you don't know this already, I love interacting with you all on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow girl right here, right now. Okay, I'm gonna give you a second. All right. I should see that request right now if you're not following me. All right. I'm looking for you. At the beginning of this year, I asked for video ideas and I got a suggestion that I've been putting on hold. And I didn't really want to talk about this topic, honestly, on my channel. Like, I didn't. But I think this is great because it reminded me of a time in my life where I had to get over something that I thought was tragic at the moment, but it really wasn't. So the video idea was healthy ways to get through a breakup. So when I read this question, I was like, I haven't been through a breakup in a while. I haven't dated in a while. My last relationship was in my freshman year of college. I don't know how you want me to answer, but it reminded me of the worst breakup I had when I was in high school. And I want to share it with you guys. So we're going to call this a story time / ways to get over a breakup. Okay, but before I share, make sure you're subscribed to this channel to see more. Okay, click that button. All right, now we're gonna go into the topic of the day. How old are you when you were in 11th grade? Was that 15 or 16? I was either 15 or 16. I think I was 16 because I turned 17. Yeah, I was 16 and I was in 11th grade and I met this guy. I mean, now thinking about it, how I met this guy, that was a warning sign right there. Now that I think about it, actually. I met this guy at a house party. I know. Long story short, we connected over Facebook and we exchanged numbers. I wasn't really looking for anything at the moment, but I thought he was cute. But I was like, okay, if this ends up happening, you know, it ends up happening. So we were talking on the phone. Mind you, this guy went to a school like probably 5 to 10 minutes down the street from my school. He went to a different school, so we would be talking on the phone every day. And we're just getting to know each other. You know, I'm really goofy. You know, I had my charm and I was making a guy laugh. You know, they used to call me Goofy Chick TM in middle school. And I'm not even going to say that kid because that was actually my name on Bebo. Like this video if you remember Bebo. So, fast forward one day, we're on the phone. He's like, yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. And I'm like, what you about to ask me? So he ended up asking me, like, I wanted to know if you could be my girl. And I was like, I didn't even know what to say at the moment. I just said, sure. I said, sure. So I, you know, Facebook official, my family found out on Facebook. It was kind of embarrassing. But whatever, my brother used to take us on dates, go to the movies. Mind you, like, this is before Uber, before Lyft, though. Nobody's driving. I didn't license what? I didn't have my license. He didn't have his license. So we had to like scoop rides from people here and there to get to where we needed to be. And you know what? I thought things were cool. I thought things were going great. We already started saying the LOVE word, and he said it was kind of one of those situations where he said it to me first, and I'm a 16, 17-year-old girl. And I'm like, homie just told me I love you, so I guess I'm gonna say it back. I love you too. And it was like it just felt right type stuff. One day, I'm coming home from modeling practice. I was on a modeling team at my high school. Coming home from modeling practice, I go on Facebook and he says, I just remember reading this message. He was like,
yeah, girl, you know, I still love you. Like, I got love for you, but like, this long distance stuff, I don't know if I can really do it. Like, baby, I know you so much, but I don't really know about this long distance stuff.
We've been going out for like a month now, and I'm like, long distance? We've been seeing each other. Like, do you know my brother went out of his way to pick you up from your house to take us on dates, and he would take us, both of us, home? You're saying that we're doing long distance. We live 15 minutes away from each other, homie. So I'm like, all right, I'm still doing like lovey-dovey type stuff. You know, I read that message on Facebook. And I'm like, all right, bet. All right, but just know I still got love for you. I I still got love for you, and you know, my feelings are still here. That's what I wrote in my Facebook message. I stopped talking to him for about a month, and then the whole season of being on hold started. And when I say season of being on hold, it means that we're just talking, but you don't have intentions of asking me out. We're just talking, and we're doing things we're not supposed to be doing, and yeah, we're just talking, and it's not supposed to be like that. Like, you basically have me on hold. While we're on hold, still acting like boyfriend and girlfriend, but there's no title. I felt emotionally attached to him. It was really hard to say, oh yeah, I'm not going to talk to you because I'm so used to this being a thing. Even if you're not going to call me your girl, I'm just so used to it, so might as well just stay comfortable in what I know. How often is that the case for us girls, or even guys? Like, how often is that you want to stay in something just because it's comfortable? It's sad, but it was my reality during my 11th grade year of high school. This guy always used Facebook as a way to drop bombs, but we were on the phone at like 2 a.m. and he's like,
hey baby girl, just check your messages on Facebook, you know, I got a little surprise for you.
I was like, what do you mean surprise? And I was just running to my computer to see what he sent to me, and he ended up asking me out again, and I was like, of course, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, and this is in the time span of a year or a little bit over a year. Being in a relationship, being on hold, and then being in a relationship again. Staying for a month, I mean, this is a time where it's like, okay, if you think we're doing long distance before, then I'm about to really make the effort to see you, so let's plan us going out without, you know, us having to ask our parents. Like, sometimes his mom would give me a ride, or his, sometimes dad would give us rides or whatever, but we're like, okay, let's see each other. So we just take the metro to go to the movies and go to the mall, all that jazz. And I was like, yeah, like, this is the one. And it was close to prom season. I was like, yeah, we're gonna look fly for prom. It's gonna be smooth and gravy. Black fashion vlog on Tumblr, gonna repost me, because we're gonna be lit, and it's lit, and it's lit, and it's already done and done. You know what I'm saying? This is when things start going downhill. Once again, yeah, we all saw it coming. Let me call my boo thing. Next week, I tried to continue calling him, and he didn't pick up my phone calls. The week after, he didn't pick up my phone calls, but he will update me soon. But he sure did update something, and that was his relationship status on Facebook. He changed his status from being in a relationship with me on Facebook to being in a relationship with somebody else on Facebook. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all, when I tell you guys I was so heated, like, I'm smiling now, I was so upset. Why I say that? Why do I say all of that whole story? I want to make this video to actually give my younger self advice on how to handle a bad breakup. So what would I tell myself now as a 24-year-old woman that is saved and lives for Christ now, compared to a 17-year-old that was really trying to find her value in guys and did not know Jesus as her Lord and Savior, just knew him by name and what he could give? What would I tell her? Although this situation did happen in high school, I do believe the events that happen to you in high school, or how you view relationships when you're younger, truly affect how you view it later on, until you actually get a better understanding, or understanding of the truth of how relationships should go about, and how healthy relationships should actually look like. In Hebrews 12:1 it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." I had the honor of meeting Mike Todd this month. I look up to him so much, and I really, really love his church. If you're not hip to Transformation Church, or if you haven't watched their sermons, please either visit their YouTube channel and tune into his sermons. He went over how you know when a relationship should end, and he used that verse in order to symbolize how, you know, things can be looked at as good in a sense through our eyes, but we need to throw off every weight that'll weigh us down in us getting closer to God. By me being in that relationship that really, first off, I didn't know what love was, and it didn't push me closer to God. And I had fun with him. Like, he was a cool guy, he was attractive and all that jazz. And you know, he made me feel nice, whatever. But it was a weight that was weighing me down from me growing in my walk with God. Even if I didn't know God at that moment, it was something that was weighing me down to even encounter God, because it was distraction. So one thing I would tell my younger self is that it was for the better. Now, knowing how a godly relationship or a healthy relationship should look like, and looking back on how we interacted with each other, that was something that weighed me down. That wasn't God's perfect will for my life. So that's what I would tell my younger self, is that it was for the better. The next thing I would tell my younger self is that all men aren't the same. First off, I was messing with a boy. Like, let's be honest right now. Let's be honest. But what if you're in the case where you are still messing with a boy, but he's in a 24-year-old body? What if that's your case and you just went through a bad breakup? After this breakup, I hated guys. I didn't want to date again. And even when the guy that I dated after initially asked me out, I told him no, I wasn't ready. I was so scarred. I was so hurt, and I thought that all men were the same. In a world where all these memes are going around that say some men are trash, all these youngins are the same, all of them are the same, they will play you. Let's actually train our minds to know within ourselves that that was not God's perfect will. And in order for him to truly love me, he has to know the definition of love. So if he didn't truly love me, he doesn't know the true definition of love, and which is God within himself. You know, if you are in a relationship or you just got through a breakup and it wasn't centered around God, it wasn't centered around God, there was no way that guy could have loved you to his full capacity, because he didn't know the definition of love. There are things that, you know, you can only get from God that you can't even get from a spouse or someone that you're in a relationship with. The things that you can, the fundamental things, like, you know, knowing your love language, or knowing how to love, how to communicate, those are things that you learn those are things that can easily be learned. And of course, relationships aren't easy, but it makes things better when you know the true definition of love, which is God. All men are not trash. Third thing I would tell myself is to value my friendships. As a 24-year-old, I try my hardest to invest and be intentional in the friendships that I have around me, because in actuality, these friendships, and this is not the sole reason why I'm investing in it, but these friendships are a practice for that relationship that you want to have in the future. So although this relationship that you just had ended off badly, invest in what you have around you. Don't look so much to the future that you forget what's in your current day-to-day. So what does that look like? Go out with your friends, have dates with your friends, have fun with your friends, yeah. And you'll learn how important it is to over communicate, how important it is to know how to love that person, whether they need words of affirmation or whether they really cherish acts of service, which I really cherish, just to let you know. Those things can later help you when you do get into a relationship. Through your friendships, you learn more about yourself. If he broke up with you and it was a bad breakup, like, let him live his life. You live your life, boo thing. Time is the only thing you can't get back, okay? So live your life and live your best life. Have fun with your girl, live your life. Go after your dreams. Of course, the main thing, chase after God, and whoever is supposed to be in your life, they will flow in and it will fit in perfectly like a piece of the puzzle. The last thing I would tell 17-year-old Kim is that the right guy at the wrong time is the wrong guy. I would really tell my younger self to trust in God's timing. First off, high school, if you didn't date in high school, you didn't miss anything. Like, youngins are still trying to find themselves. Youngins are trying to be someone they're not. You know, we're trying to get into college. Last thing I want to add is that if you're a female watching this, know that your value isn't based in a relationship. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're beautiful. You're so bomb. Anyone would want to be with you. You're a treasure. You're a gift. You're the bomb diggity, okay, girl? So walk out like you're like that. And if you are struggling to get over a breakup, because it is hard, write yourself some affirmation post-it notes around your room, stating the things that I just said, and verses. So you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, God makes everything perfect in his timing. And have friends that will speak that life into you around you. Surround yourself with those friends. And this ties back into what I said about investing in your friendships. Y'all, it's the first day of spring and it's snowing. It's a blizzard outside. Just praying that I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Let me stop playing. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace and blessings, y'all.